Hi everybody, it's Kim and welcome to episode 3 of Come Spin With Me. I thought today, I don't have a ton of time, it's been a heck of a work week, but I've got enough time that I thought I would squeeze in a little video. And today I thought I would show you my wheel a little bit more and some of my fiber. I'll highlight some of the dyers that I love and fiber sources where I get my spinning fiber from, and then do a little bit of spinning. So come along with me and I'll show you my wheel and show you some of my fibers, and then we'll do some spinning. Okay, so first I thought I would show you my wheel, and instead of doing it from far away on my tripod, I thought I would give you a little closer view. So this is the Hanson mini spinner. It is in the maple, I believe is the, no, I'm sorry, I take that back, I apologize. I got the cherry. This is an electric spinner. There's a motor in here. There is a speed control right here, this little knob where you see the white line. It's set at about 1 p.m., which is where I spin. There is a switch to change the direction of the flyer. And then this is the plug-in for the foot the foot pedal, the Deadman foot pedal, I guess. You can start and stop your wheel with this pedal, or you can actually have it to where it, I'm not sure if you can use it as a speed control or not, but I know you can use it to stop and start the spinner. And here is the Woolly Winder flyer. That was the option that I got. They also have an option now that you can get the Hanson's own spinner flyer, I'm sorry. And it's a little bit faster. You get more rotations because the Woolly Winder adds a lot of drag, so you can't get as much speed as you can with one of the Hanson flyers. This is just the little latch. You undo this, and that opens the back panel. That's how you remove the bobbin here. It's on this shaft, and this is the brake band right here. And then you just close that right up. Oops. Well, I'll need 2 hands to do that, and unfortunately one hand is holding the camera, so I will do that in a few minutes. But anyway, so that is my spinning wheel, the one that I do the majority of my spinning on. And I also have a Majacroft wheel, a Suzy Pro, and I've used that a few times recently, but ever since I got my mini spinner, this is basically all I use. So there's my wheel. Okay, so there was my wheel. Now I wanted to show you just a few fibers today. I have more fiber than I will ever admit to. Maybe if I was under oath, but even then, probably not, because it is an embarrassing amount of fiber. But in my defense, I am a hoarder. I am also very compulsive. I have a very obsessive personality, if you haven't noticed. And I tend to get a lot of something when I become interested in it. And in this case, yarn, needles, spinning wheels, fiber. I have a ton. Sam, I believe, is the only one of my friends outside of my family, my immediate family. She's the only person I believe that has seen my fiber room upstairs in my house. It is my shame. My shame. But you know what? Don't care. I love spinning, I love fiber, and I'm going to keep doing it. So, over the years of my spinning, I have found some dyers that I really love and have been very loyal to. Some of them on Etsy and some of them on their own website. Some of them have Ravelry groups, and some of them, I'm sure that if you spin or are a member of Ravelry, you're familiar with them. So I have a lot that I can highlight, but I figured I'd spread that out over the course of my videos. So today I just wanted to show you 3 of the dyers that I really like and an example of their fibers. So the first you've already seen is Hello Yarn, and I'm still working on this critter. I will get it done, I promise. Next up after I do the critter is a bag of a colorway called Bristling, and this is also Hello Yarn. This is a Shetland wool. It's absolutely beautiful, and they were extras from her fiber club that I did manage to buy at one of her updates, her online updates. I know that she's very hard to get fiber from because she's very popular, and when she does have a fiber update, it goes faster than I can click my mouse. So most of the time I don't get anything, and how I managed to get that big bag, I will never know. The gods were smiling upon me because it's a miracle. Anyway, I love her fibers. I am not a member of her fiber club yet, but I'm still hoping. I've been on a waiting list for many, well actually I take that back. I have not been on a waiting list for years. I have been waiting to get on a waiting list for years. And I finally managed to get on the waiting list, and now I should be, hopefully, cross your fingers for me, I should be getting an invite in the next few months, at least this year. I think I should be in the club this year. Anyway, there is a club that I was a member of for many years, which I just recently had to cancel my subscription. And I wanted to die. I cried, literally cried. Messed up my makeup, mascara to my chin. I cried when I had to leave his club. And that is David from Southern Cross Fibers. He's in Australia. He is beyond talented. He is amazing. He's an incredible dyer and an incredible guy. I really love him. He's a great spinner. He's a great knitter all around. I adore the man big time, and his little puppies. And as soon as I can get a handle on some of the fiber that I have in my room of shame upstairs, I will try to get back into his club. He's got a very long waiting list as well, so it may be a while again, but the first time I got on it was years ago, and it took me about 6 months to get in. I think it's way, way, way longer than that now. But it's worth it. It's worth the wait. If you're a spinner and you're interested in some really good quality fiber, I would say check out David at Southern Cross. He's got a Ravelry group. Look at his shop, look at his club. On his Ravelry group, there are pictures of all of his club fibers. They post them so you can see if it's something you're interested in. I highly recommend him. He's definitely the #1 source for fiber for me. Anyway, here's an example of a fiber that I got from David. This is called, actually, it's called Lot 23. Isn't that amazing? What a fiber name. But it was a clearance lot, and it was, I believe, a test fiber, and it was done on, this is Polworth cashmere and silk, and I cannot imagine a fiber that I would love spinning more than Polworth cashmere silk, because Polworth silk is my #1 favorite fiber blend, and if you put cashmere in it, oh, hello, heaven. Okay, so that's David with Southern Cross. This is another example of, this was from his club. This is one of the last club fibers that I got from him. This is called Summer's Past. It is his club fiber from February of this year, and it is a bond wool. That's a little bit of a coarse wool. It's not something that I would wear next to the skin, but it is something that I really enjoy spinning. It almost spins itself. I just love the way it works up. So that's a pretty one. And then finally, the last one I wanted to mention is there are two gals. I'm gonna say her name wrong. I know I am. Jalen, I believe it's pronounced Jalen, and Maria of 2 If by Hand. And they have an Etsy shop. They also have a Ravelry group, and these two gals from Texas, I'm not sure if they're both in Austin. Oh, isn't that terrible? But they're in Texas. They are incredible. They are creative. They are young, and I'm jealous of that, and I resent them a little bit, but yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm old. I'm old. But I have a ton of their fiber upstairs in my room of shame as well, and this one is an example. This was dyed by Maria. It is called Tilt, and it's in a superwash BFL. It's an absolutely gorgeous fiber. They have, again, everybody that I'm mentioning here today has excellent fiber prep. You don't get you don't get felting, you don't get nups. These, the dye is saturated through the roving. This is mostly comb top. It's just the best prep. It's just the best. These are the top of the line for prep. And I love spinning all of them. I've never had customer service issues with any of them. They are fantastic, responsive. I think their prices are extremely reasonable. I love shopping with all of them, and I continue to do so. Hopefully I can stop myself from going back and starting to buy again and again now that I'm spinning again, but who knows? I'm compulsive. Probably won't be able to control myself. Haven't so far. So anyways, those are some examples of the fibers that I love spinning. And now that we've seen my wheel and we've seen some fibers, I say we do some spinning. Be right back. Okay. Okay, I am back and it's time for a little bit of spinning. Actually, excuse me, I need to leave frame. And I'm back. I forgot that without Sam here, I don't have somebody to be my timer. Oh, and I will totally get cut off if I don't put some sort of timer on here. And I cannot remember. I think I have an app for that. I think I have an app for that. I don't know. Let's see. I do. So we shall start. Excellent. I hope this angle works. I feel kind of funny looking at you sideways, but I can't have the spinning wheel on the table with the camera because then it'll shaky, 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 and that would be no fun. So I have to do it from over here, and I put my wheel on a little table that I use for work. So hopefully this setup works for you. If it doesn't, just give me a shout out in the comments and we'll try and figure something out. So I hope everybody is having a fantastic week. Mine has been grueling. Brutal! But then I think everybody's probably has been. 'Tis the season. We had a big old dust storm. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw the picture that I took of the cloud that was moving in. The dust storm never reached my house, but it came up from the southeast and really got some of my pals down in the East Valley, but it broke up by the time it hit me. But today we're having wind. Ergo, one of my favorite words. I'm raging. Oh, I hate the wind. So that might have contributed to my week, come to think of it. Might have. Anywho, so, hi Blake. How you doing, sweetie? I love that blanket that you ordered. That's just going to be gorgeous, and I am super proud of you for starting that. And Kenneth, how are you? I watched your podcast yesterday, and I just want to say again, thank you so much for saying such sweet things about Sam and I. We have such a good time doing that show, and I could not be more proud of what we're doing and more floored by the number of people that are watching. Thanks to everybody who subscribed. We actually passed 100 yesterday. I wept. Can you tell I'm a crier? It's because I'm old. Cry at the drop of the hat. But it was very unexpected and humbling and flattering and thrilling. So I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you who has subscribed to our channel, and hopefully we continue to do something that you enjoy. So I watched your podcast, Kenneth, and I loved those roll-logs that you were showing off, not in the last one, but the one before. But I totally understand what you're saying. You know, there are some fibers that I just, God, they're so beautiful to look at, but once you start trying to actually do something with them, forget it. They're just a nightmare, and I don't blame you for sending them off to a new home. But let's see, what else? Oh, Lucas. That green hat, gorgeous, gorgeous, and it's totally a hat. You are totally knitting a hat. In fact, I think you're going to be done with the hat very soon. And it's great. I love the color. I think your ribbing is gorgeous. I don't think you have anything to worry about with the transitions between knit and purl. Mine look just the same, and I've been knitting for 20-something years, so there's always going to be a little loosey-goosey in that transition because you're moving the yarn from the front to the back. But anyway, I think your hat is great, and I love all the pictures you guys are putting on Instagram. I love to follow you there, and I love all the friendings going on Ravelry. It makes me so happy. And Helen, I saw the picture that you took of your beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous face, all made up with that lovely gift that Sam sent you. Isn't she something? I swear, you guys, Sam is a giver. Oh my God, she's a giver. Gives and gives and gives. It's amazing she's got anything left in her house. Give, 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 give. But that, your face looked beautiful. I thought you did a great job with all your makeup. And I watched part of your podcast too, but I have to admit something to all of you. Even though I am old, and I am old, I have been playing a computer game with my son this week, and I am falling down the rabbit hole again. There has only been one like computer game that I've ever enjoyed playing as an adult. I liked Tempest and Centipede when I was younger, and Blake Honey, those were arcade games. And an arcade was a place where they kept video game machines before they could come to your house because they hadn't invented the computer yet. But I enjoyed those games when I was younger. But as an adult, I just didn't like the games very much because I'm not very good at them. And I don't particularly enjoy doing something that I'm not good at, and I stink at computer games. But we found one when my husband and I were dating, before my son was even born, that I absolutely became obsessed with. Again, there's that word, obsessive, a little obsessive. And that game I have played continuously as new expansions for it have been released, and there was a new expansion for it this week that was released. We got it at 9 o'clock on Monday night, but the official release date was yesterday, and I have been playing that game every moment that I have not been working since Monday. Well, before Monday, because we had to play the old version before the new one came out just to get used to it again. So really, for like a week, I have done very little of anything of substance. Knitting, spinning, TV watching, podcast watching, any of it. I haven't done much for about a week. Anybody else play computer games? I feel kind of silly asking. You know, it's not like I don't have enough hobbies, and seriously, knitting should take up my time. It should not be this computer game, but I am helpless and addicted. So, speaking of helpless and addicted, God, it's hot in my kitchen. Maybe I got my coffee over my head, so I need to take a sippy. Very good. I am such a coffee addict, and those of you who are, again, following me on Instagram know that I'm juicing, and I am, but while I have given up the majority of solid foods, limited to maybe 5 almonds and my salad for dinner, I have not given up coffee, nor do I have any plans on giving up coffee. There is only so much that I am willing to do in this lifetime, and giving up coffee is not one of those things. Not one of those things. I gave up caffeine when I was pregnant with my son, and that is it. I'm not doing that again. So I am still drinking my coffee, but I am doing my juicing. So far, so good. We'll see. So, oh my goodness, I love this fiber. Hello Yarn Adrian just has such a beautiful prep. You know, she and David, pardon me, and Amy of Spunky Eclectic, Amy Boogie, those three are pals, and they all just have, they all have a different style, but boy, they all have some good fiber prep. And I have spun, or tried to spin before getting frustrated and throwing it in the trash. I have tried to spin some fibers before from people that did not have good fiber prep. Yuck! Kenneth, you hear me? You know what I'm talking about. You see me. That's right. when the prep is not good, or it's slightly felted, or they've I got cut off again. This is tragic, but I don't know for how long. I don't know how long. God, you know, I have to say that I don't even feel bad that I got cut off like that, because this gives you guys an idea of what it's like to really sit and hang out with me. I will just talk and talk and talk. If you leave the room, I probably won't even notice for a while. Just like this, I didn't even notice that it cut off. I am so self-absorbed when I'm talking. I am a terrible person. Anyway, sorry about that. I am restarting my timer, and hopefully I don't get cough again. Any whoozy whatsits. I think I was talking about bad fiber prep, but ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So, let's see what else is going on. I feel like I totally need to fill dead air because it's only me. This is so weird that I don't have somebody to talk to. So, as soon as I get done spinning the singles of this one, I'm going to chain ply it, a Navajo ply, because I wanted to keep the colors together to get more of a stripy effect than a barber pulley effect on this specific yarn that I'm doing. So, Helen, I think you had mentioned something, I think to Sam, about wanting to learn how to Navajo ply, or wanting to get better at chain plying or something. So when I do finally finish the singles here, I will be chain plying them. So in one of my videos coming up here soon, hopefully, if I ever can finish this, I will be chain plying while I'm recording. So I'll try and give you a bit of a close-up, maybe slow down my spinning process a little bit so you can see it. I don't know if that will help you at all, but I'm certainly willing to try and to give you some tips. Oh my God, Kenneth, when you showed that little Turkish spindle that you have, oh, I am obsessed with Turkish spindles. I really am. When I first learned to spin, I did on a regular drop spindle, Top World drop spindle. I wish that somebody had put a Turkish spindle in my hands way before they did. And it was long after I had converted over to a wheel. And I still will spin once in a while on a spindle, but it's not, I don't really prefer it. And it's usually little tiny samples of something, because for everything else I want to use my wheel, because I spin for pleasure, but I also spin for yarn. And I don't have time to spend with my spindles like I'd like to. And I was never, honestly, I was never good at plying from a spindle. I've always been better at plying from a wheel. So when I did spindle spin, I tended to leave the yarn as a singles. But anyway, that little tiny spindle that you have is gorgeous. I have some really tiny Turkish spindles that I got from an Etsy vendor called Threads Through Time. And if you're at all interested, they are an Etsy store. Go to Threads Through Time, or you can just do a search for Turkish spindles on Etsy, which is how I found them. But they have some beautiful, beautiful spindles, and they have 3 sizes. They have the tiny, tiny itty bitty one, and then they have a medium one and a large one. They have all different weights, all different woods. They're all handmade. It's a little family enterprise, and they do have some just beautiful little spindles. And your little dark brown Turkish reminded me of theirs so much. I never have managed to get a Jenkins, but doesn't mean I haven't window shopped. I have done a lot of window shopping of their spindles. And who else? Ken, if you're familiar with Ken Ledbetter spindles, Ken Ledbetter is actually a friend, sort of the owner of TYF, where we go and knit every Saturday. And I have actually had my hand spun booth set up next to his spindle booth at TYF's local artist show that they have every year. 2 years in a row we were set up next to each other. Kathy Canuel has actually, legendary crafting icon Kathy Canuel, has actually provided some polymer clay toppers that he has incorporated into his spindles. They're absolutely stunning. And he's a great guy. He's come and done some spindle demos or spindle making demos. He brought some yarn bowls with him the last time and some shuttles for weavers. And I would love to have one of his shuttles. But since all I have is a little tiny itty bitty Cricut lap loom, there's really no reason for me to have an expensive shuttle. Other than the fact that I want one. And I'm obsessive. And I tend to give in to my own requests and needs and desires. I have a very hard time saying no to myself, can you tell? Yes, I do. Ooh, let's see what we're doing on time. Still doing good. So if I were not filming, this comes spin with me, I would have gotten a grand total of no spinning done this week. So I have to say thank you. Thank you for wanting to see these videos, because without that, I would have gotten nothing done. And this is a nice way to spend a lunch hour when I am working from home, which I am today. I think it's an absolute miracle that my telephone has not been ringing off the hook the whole time we've been doing this. Lucky for me. Oh boy. I'm thinking I'm gonna get probably gonna get a sock weight, maybe a light fingering weight yarn out of this when all is said and done. And I have no idea what it's going to become other than yarn, but it's going to become something. Because I love this colorway. I think I've seen on Ravelry, because I love me some Ravelry. Had you guys ever just go into your friend activity and just stalk all your friends? Because that's what I do. I find some of the most incredible things just from stalking my friend activity. It's one of my favorite things to do. It is my #1 favorite thing to do on Ravelry, actually. I love stalking. And I saw, I believe somebody did either some socks. Oh, listen to that. Oh, no. No, phone, no. Oh, well. Sorry, somebody's texting me. They're just going to have to wait. But I think somebody did some socks or fingerless mitts using this colorway, or they had spun up. That were just beautiful. So who knows? Might have to make some socks. You know what I really might have to make is another Reiki hat, because I've only made like 50 of those this year. Well, last year I should say. I knit the snot out of Reiki hats. And if you saw the very first episode of Come Knit With Us, you heard me talking about that, because I was the beanie queen. But even though we had one false alarm potential day of winter this year, and that was it, I still made a million hats. Don't ask me why. It's not like anybody could wear them without having heat stroke. Actually, I think the boys wore them a couple of times, because walking to school in the morning, it was still kind of brisk. 50. I am so sorry to all of you people that are dealing with all this yucky snow and really harsh winter weather. I am. But I am sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets, and it is literally summer here already. Dust storm season is upon us, and that is a summer phenomenon. And it started yesterday. It was our first big one, and they're expecting more today. My God, I opened the blinds this morning and it looked like you could have sliced up the air and served it like pie. It was thick with dust and pollen and God only knows what else. I swear it's not like breathing out there, it's like chewing. Blech. La 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 la. Get a nice long bra. It's so nice to spin in a chair. I heard that. My camera shut off on its own again and my alarm did not go off. So, I think we have reached the end of our episode 3. Thank you so much for stopping by. I cannot thank you guys enough for the encouragement and the support. Everybody who's subscribed, thank you so much. If you enjoy these spinning videos, my alarm. Now it goes off. Now it goes off. If you enjoy these videos, give me a thumbs up, like, comment. Let me know if there's something else that you'd like to see, and I am happy to oblige. Otherwise, I love you guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. So hi everybody, it's Kim. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to episode, I believe, 3 of Come Spin With Me. Oh, excuse me, let's try that again. So hi, and welcome to episode 3, I believe, of Come Spin With Me. I'm Kim, and of Kim and Sam, of Come Knit With Us, and this is my channel, and oh God.